Welcome to Cooking from the Cave. I'm Chef Pete Trusiak, and today we're going to be doing gourmet style burgers. As I add ingredients, I'll talk to you the importance of why we're doing things in a certain manner. The first is choosing the ground beef. The ground beef should be about an 80% lean burger. You don't want to go too lean because then you're going to take out all the fat, and the fat will help, one, hold the burgers together, but also give you that juicy finished product that you're looking for. If you can't find 80% lean burgers or ground beef, then what I would recommend is adding the eggs. The eggs, the white we'll use as a binder for it, and then the yolks will give it the fat that you need in it. But this we got 80%, so we're going to leave the eggs out. But that's why you add eggs to your ground beef, whether it's a meatloaf or if it's a meatball or even a burger in this case. The next thing is to season up the meat. We're going to put 2 tablespoons of salt. Seems like a lot, but I'm going to make enough burgers so that I can make some and then freeze some, so I don't have to, midweek make a real quick meal like that. And then 1 tablespoon of pepper. Add that in there as well. Now, to give this flavor, right now it's good. It's going to taste like hamburgers, but to give it a little extra kick, I'm going to add a 1/4 pound, so 4 ounces of goat cheese. And now the goat cheese that I am adding already has the herbs around it, so it's a goat cheese with fresh herbs. If you can't find that, if you just add regular goat cheese to this, that would be fine as well. And now we're going to get our hands there. We're going to break all this up. So I'm going to start stirring things, and it's not really that difficult at this point. You don't want to overwork it, but as long as everything gets evenly combined, you're doing everything fine. Our ground beef is now evenly combined. You see maybe a little pockets of goat cheese in there, but you really can start to smell it as well as the herbs. At this point, you can do this 2 ways. You can freeform it, kind of say, all right, I need a burger this big, it's going to fit on a bun that big. Or what I like to do is I'll actually bring a scale out and I'll measure it that way. And I'm going to measure these out to 1/3 pound burgers. If you don't have a scale, obviously, figure that and know that your meat's going to shrink up a little bit, so get a good measurement on that bun and go from there. Also, you can at this point decide how big I want to make them, meaning height-wise, or do I want to do your standard, 1/4 pounder size burgers or patties. So I don't really want to work the meat anymore, so I'm really just going to have it hit my hand, shape it, my scale, put it on there, and right now it's a little heavy, so we're going to pull a little bit out. And if you do grab it and it's heavy, grab it from the middle and pull it out that way. The center is going to take the longest to cook for the burgers, and what I'll make sure I leave these with is almost like a little indent. What it's giving you is a nice even surface to cook and thickness to cook with the burgers, because remember, it's going to cook on the bottom, you're going to flip it over, but the sides, you don't want to give it so deep in there, so scoop out that middle. Alright, we're good. There's a 1/3, and I'm just going to keep doing this till all my meat's used up. The next step, after we're done packing them and measuring them, we're going to put them in the fridge for about 30 minutes. What this does is it allows the ground beef to seize back up, so it keeps everything in there. The goat cheese is going to kind of help keep it bound up, especially if you're using eggs as well. Just put it back in the fridge for a ½ an hour, and then we'll come back and cook these in a little bit. What makes a great burger is not only the meat and everything and all the seasonings you put in there, but also the buns. So I've picked out 2 buns. One's an egg roll and as well as a pretzel roll. So we're going to just brown these up before we do anything with our burgers. This is a grill pan. You could obviously do this on the outside grill as well. Panini press will work. Just sprinkling a little bit of olive oil on there, and we will brown up both sides. So it gives it that nice caramelization taste that you're looking for in the buns, and it gives that bun just something to bite back on. The other thing is, think about what else you want to put on. Is it spinach? Maybe it's red onions, red peppers, ketchup, mustard, whatever it is that you want. But think about, can we grill the onions? Sure, and that's the next step I'll do after I take these buns out. Maybe I can saute the spinach up. Maybe I can start whatever other toppings I got going on. Alright, our buns are off. I'm starting to caramelize the onions. We're going to put some grilled onions on these burgers. I'm going to grab some more of the fixings, then we'll come right back and we'll check on those burgers, and we'll probably be at that 30 minutes and we can throw those right on the grill now. Our onions are still grilling right now, so I'm going to go through a real easy recipe that can kind of make your burgers a little bit more exciting. My wife loves horseradish mayonnaise, and this is a very simple thing you can do at home. I do a 2-to-1 ratio of mayonnaise to horseradish, so I'm going to eyeball it. I'm going to do maybe 2 tablespoons of the mayo, 1 tablespoon of the horseradish, stir it around. You could really, mayonnaise is a great vehicle. You could put herbs in there if you wanted to. You want to put wasabi on yours, you could do that as well. Just stir this around, and we'll set this back with our other fixings. Our onions are looking great, and what I also like to do when I'm caramelizing onions, you notice they turn a light brown, but now's the time you just want to add a pinch of salt in there, and that helps bring out more liquid from those onions and really helps caramelize them a little bit more. Alright, our onions are nice and caramelized, and doing this before you cook the burgers really seasons up your grill, whether it's a grill pan or actually the grill outside. I'm going to scoop these out, and then I'll grab the burgers right out of the refrigerator and we'll start to grill those up. Alright, so I've increased the heat of my grill while I was caramelizing those onions. It took me probably about 5 minutes to do that entirely. So at high heat now, we're going to now drop our burgers on the pan. The onions are going to absorb a lot of that oil that we initially put on here when we were grilling the buns and everything. So re-oil or re-season your grill. And I'm just going to go ahead and place these burgers directly on there. Now, I'm going to probably freeze the rest of them. There's only 3 of us in our family, so these will go back in the freezer. But let me talk about this real quick. I'm using a grill press or a grill pan, so it's got grates on both sides. If I was going to go ahead and use the top side for this, I'm going to want to make sure that I put a light coat of oil on top of the meat so it doesn't stick. Alright, it's been about 3 minutes now cooking. We're going to rotate the burgers 90 degrees. So I'm going to get underneath it, and I'm just basically going to think of my grill as a clock, 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And if my fish turner or spatula handle is going at 3 o'clock, let's rotate it 90 degrees, bring it to 6. We'll do that one more time. And what this will do is it'll give you that nice cross marks that you get in restaurants from your grilled foods there. We went ahead and rotate them, so let's flip the burgers over, see what we get. Get those nice grill marks in there. And I am grilling indoors, so I do have a hood. I'm not using it while I'm videotaping, but in between shoots I got it going. So remember, if you're grilling indoors, make sure that hood's on so it gets all that grease and smoke out of your kitchen. We're going to go ahead and rotate these another 90 degrees. I'm going to cook mine and my wife's to a medium rare. So we had it on 5 minutes on that first side, and we're going to cook it for another 3 minutes on this side total. So after about a minute, we'll rotate it 90 degrees, cook it for another 2 minutes, pull our medium rares off, and I'm going to let my son's go for an additional 2 minutes on top of that 3. So his well done will be on there for about 10 minutes. Alright, we pulled the burgers off. Now all I got to do is remember who wants what. I'm going to go ahead and plate these up. And there you go. Burgers made with some simple tips for you in your kitchen at home. Thanks again for joining me. I'm Chef Pete Truziak, and we'll see you real soon.